Hello, this is Julia, and this is Julia's Knitting. Welcome. I'm very glad to share my Halloween knits with you today. Hello! I'm going to start with the elephant in the room, and I want to tell you all about this Red Riding Hood I made for my Halloween costume. My boyfriend is going to be a vampire from What We Do in the Shadows, and I am going to be his victim. I'm going to wear this kind of German Bavarian shepherd girl costume, including this beautiful hood, and I'm going to draw the bite marks in my neck, well, somewhere here, and I'm going to splash fake blood on my blouse, my white blouse of course, and it's going to be fun. It's going to look like he bit me. The riding hood is very cute. It has this raspberry stitch border here. Let me show you. And it has this rice stitch here. No, pearl stitch. No. How do you call it? Pearl stitch, right? When you mix knits and pearls one by one. How do you call it? Pearl stitch. Okay, so the riding hood is very cute. It's formed like a yoke in an Icelandic sweater, for example. It's formed, you see here, several like rays of increases, and the same goes to the hood, just fewer increases. And you do a provisional cast on here around the neck, and you knit this lower part first, and you knit the hood later. It's knitted very easily, very, I'd say, even probably beginner friendly. Probably you might need a friend who knows how to knit to help you with the provisional cast on, probably, and that's it, because the other stitches are very simple. The only difficult thing for me was that it's quite a big project, so the rows are quite long, and it's this stockinette stitch all the way until the border, so it's kind of a little boring for me. But I used at first I started to knit it on 3mm needles, and I understood that it was not going to happen because it was too dull, too many stitches in a row, too long. And then I changed. I held 2 strands of yarn together, and I used bigger needle. I think I used 6mm needle, and it was quite fast. It was quite fast, and the yarn I chose is quite fine, so it's still not too heavy, still not too thick, so I'm very happy with the result and with my choice to to make it quicker. So the pattern is it's Capuchon by Tagil or Tagil Perlmutter. I am very sorry if I pronounced it incorrectly. Please, if you know how to pronounce it, let me know. And the trick is that the pattern is actually for children. And the biggest size is, I think, 8 years old or something like that. Yes, 8 years old. To be honest, I still don't know how it worked for me, because I used the same, almost the same gauge, almost the same needles, almost the same yarn. Well, yarn is doubtable because it was held double and it's different. You can't actually measure it, but it was quite the same as for the size that was given for an 8-year-old child, and I'm wearing it, so I'm not sure. I don't know. I tried it on my neck. I understood that it was quite the size I like, and I went on with it. The only thing I changed was I added to the first and the last stitches. So I added 2 stitches, and I don't knit the first stitch, and I always purl the last stitch. This is my kind of usual method, and I did this. This is what I did here. So the edge is the usual one. Well, it's usual for me. I always do it like that. So I don't know, either I am 2 stitches bigger than an 8-year-old child, or I'm not good at measurements. I still don't know. But I love the result, of course. I'm very hot right now because I'm wearing a sweater underneath and I'm wearing this hood, and they both have wool in it, so it's very hot. I'm going to take it off after I tell you about it. But I totally recommend it. The raspberry stitch here on the border is very cute, and this little detail is very cute. I added 2 buttons just for fun. They are kind of golden color. The hood has this pointy end, and it's very beautiful. I actually think that it's a nice like a piece of clothing. It's a very comfortable. I think if you make it in a kind of brown or gray color, it's very comfortable to wear in real life, you know, not like a costume. But I don't know why we stopped wearing things like that. I like it. The next is my sock, my autumn socks, because I made the second one. Last time I showed you I had just one, and since then I actually finished both socks. I wore it. I understood they were too short. There was not enough length to do this, you know, this folding. So I unraveled the ending and I knit up like probably 10 or 15 centimeters more. So now they are very properly folded. There's enough fabric for that. They are both ready. You see how long they are? They are very long. And there is still yarn left. So if you are starting such socks with the same yarn, I think it will be enough. My size is 37, and I think if you are approximately the same size, you will have enough yarn to make stockings, because I have quite a lot yarn left after making these long socks. So think about it. So they were finished right here. So you see, I think it's 15 or even 20 centimeters I added. And they finished with a rib. I thought about unraveling it until stockinette and to knit up a little more of stockinette and then make a little ribbing, a small ribbing, a short ribbing. But I decided to be lazy and to make it the easiest way I could. So I didn't unravel it, I just knitted up more of a ribbing, and I'm quite happy. I wear them all the time, and it's very nice. I don't care actually if it's ending with ribbing or not. Next time I will probably make it even longer. I will make a longer stockinette section and then make a shorter ribbing, probably like that. Okay, the next project is a hat, bristlecone hat. No, the pattern is called bristlecone. I just always call it bristlecone hat. I don't know why, in case there is also a bristlecone sweater or something else. So when I showed it to you last time, it was too big. It was just a beginning, and it was too big. But I unraveled it. I started over. Now it fits perfectly well. And I did a provisional cast on here. I made a hat. And then I came back and made a ribbing, so that all that is left is for the ribbing, so I can knit everything I have. So bristlecone pattern is made by Amber Platzer Corcoran, Corcoran. I'm sorry again if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Bristlecone, it's on Ravelry. It was very comfortable to knit. It's enough to keep you interested. It's enough to keep you involved. There are these slipped stitches, and they are twisted later. And one row is just knitting, plain knitting, not thinking about anything. So it's enough for not get bored, and to keep to watch some show at the same time, or to listen to an audiobook. It's not too difficult. And the yarn is very nice. I don't think it's my color. Neither this dark blue nor this bright orange. I don't know, it's like I'm looking at it and it's like we are from different universes. You see? We are so close, but we are totally apart. I don't know. I will probably give it to someone who's different, who has different skin tone, or at least different wardrobe, probably. I don't know. But I'm very happy with this yarn. I would choose the same one for the next hat, maybe different color. I'm thinking about it. There are some different colors. Maybe something pastel. But still, for the Halloween season, for spooky season, it's very nice. Very autumny, very pumpkiny, right? It's like a dark sky and the harvest. The harvested pumpkins. Very nice, I like it. It's too hot for it right now. It's 10 or 12 degrees here, Celsius. So when I was filming it for you, it was very hot, very hot. It was 5 or 10 minutes and it's enough. I took it off. But a little later, for winter, I guess it's perfect. The halo of all the stitches kind of, they mix together, and it makes this hat thicker than it actually is. And I'm guessing it doesn't it helps, it prevents the wind more efficiently than usual yarn. Bristlecone on Ravelry, totally recommend, thumbs up, 5 stars, and so on. Let's see what's next. Oh, I love it so much. Look at that. My friend gave me some yarn. It's Lana Grossa Cool Wool Big, and it's hand dyed. Cool Wool Big. I don't know, maybe it's Cool Big Wool, I don't know. So I didn't use the pattern, but I totally used the idea. So the pattern is just a sec. Portland Cap by Mary Pranica. I don't know. I'm sorry. Mary Pranica. Well, when you see it, it's quite the same. I just didn't use the calculations because I had different yarn, different needles and everything. But I totally used the same motif, and it happens just once, you see, it's the whole catch. So there's a little twist, but not too much. Oh, I like it. And the cherry on top of the cake was that I had this pom-pom, which is exactly the color of some these speckles here. So when I tried it on, it was perfect. So I immediately made it with pom-pom, even though I didn't plan it at first. So Portland Cap, it's knitted with 2x2 rib, but once in a cap, once in a hat, you twist them. You just change those knitted lines just once. And this is what you get, and it's so beautiful. Just a second, let me put it on. Here. Now this is a better color for me, right? I think it will fit my winter clothes. I think I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to give it to anyone. So, totally recommend Portland Cap on Ravelry by Mary Pranica or Pranica. And the last two projects, they're the smallest, but they are the cutest, and they fit Halloween the best. So these are both the coasters. This one I made just this year, a week ago or 2 weeks ago. It is actually a square, but I decided to add a little something to it, and I made it into it's a ghost pumpkin, I guess. I decided to make it so. The pattern was on Pinterest. I'll leave you the link, of course, and it was just a chart, so you can make it, you can add a little bit. I was using a very small hook, a 2mm crochet hook, so it's very small, and if you are going to do the same, you can add a little border around it or something to make it bigger for your cap, for your cup. Cuteness. The coasters that I actually made last year, and I don't know, I made them just a couple of days before Halloween, and we didn't have enough time to use them, but they are very cute, you see. And this year I took it off the box in, I don't know, on the 1st of October probably, and I pressed it. You see, they're very, very fancy looking, and I use them all the time. I actually use them for putting my tea or coffee or pumpkin spice latte on it. It's very cute. The pattern is all over the internet, but I'll show you the link that I used. I'll leave you the link that I used. It's on YouTube. It's a video. It's a tutorial. So I made these to be able to hang them, but it's not. But you can make them just coasters. So you choose, and they look very nice when there are several of them, you know, on the table. They are so cute. These are all the Halloween and autumn projects that I wanted to share, and also they are all finished. And I have one more project, but it's still work in progress. Voila! It's a sweater, and I'm crocheting it. I didn't use any pattern. I kind of have my system. When I take the measurements, I just do 2 panels. They are almost squares. They are very wide because I like oversized clothes. And it's a slipped shoulder. How do you call it? Not slipped shoulder, dropped shoulder, right? And the sleeve is just another rectangle. So everything is very easy. The hardest thing is the collar, but it's also very easy. And I'm planning to crochet all the sweater and knit the collar, the cuffs and the hem. I think I'm going to use 1x1 ribbing, and I'm thinking about an I-cord on the collar, but I think I will try different things and see what it looks like and see the size, because I want it to be quite a wide collar, kind of like this one, I guess. But if I make a ribbing here, it will be much smaller, so I'm not sure if I have enough kind of space for it. So maybe I will make an I-cord collar. These are just I don't know, clusters of 3 double crochets, just 3, 3, 3, 3, and the next row I put the same 3 double crochets between the last 3, between the groups of the 3 double crochets in the previous row. And I make 2 rows of each color, then white, then 2 rows of another color, then white. I use 5 colors in total, 4 like colory colors and 1 white. And the cuffs and the collar, all the ribs, all the ribbing is going to be white also. I'm enjoying it very much because it's very fun. It's very different from what I usually do. I usually like very muted and grayish brownish colors, and this one is very, I don't know, maybe even childish. So I'm enjoying it, and it seems wintry for me. not autumny, but wintry. Or springy or summery, I don't know. Maybe maybe it's a nice thing for cold summer nights in front of the fire. Well, I did a lot. I am I'm starting to finish the first sleeve, so I guess I'm going to need another couple of weeks to finish it, probably. And the last thing I didn't tell you about is what I'm wearing, which is the Sanguine sweater by More Thunder. She's on Ravelry and she's on YouTube. I personally hate fairy color work and using more than one color at the same time. Like, the most color work I can handle is stripes. So I will probably not repeat this pattern again just because of that. But the pattern is well written, it's very comfortable to read, everything you need to know is there. I think this is everything I wanted to share with you today. I'm looking forward to Halloween. I don't know about you, but I'm hoping you do too. Everything that can be pumpkin spiced in my house is pumpkin spiced. And I'm happy. I hope you are okay. I hope you are healthy, you are happy. And as always, I want to thank you 1,000 times because I see people subscribing all the time. I can see people liking my videos. I can see people asking me questions, commenting, complimenting me. It is very nice to be in this society, you know. It's a very cozy, very comforting space we have here. Thank you very much for all of that. I hope you share your Halloween projects in the comments below, because Halloween lovers, right? We always look for nice Halloween presents, maybe some small things, nice Halloween big projects that we are going to use for many years, for many Halloweens, like blankets or sweaters, probably small projects that we are going to give to someone, like these coasters that I showed you. Isn't that a nice present? To make 4 of them, to pack it, to wrap it into a nice paper and to present it to someone. It's very nice. Maybe add a gingerbread cookie. Please share the Halloween patterns that you liked. Thank you for being with me today and happy Halloween!